Narayan, you are the Governor of West Bengal. Welcome to WPC TV. Pleasure to have you here. You've just been speaking on a panel on the strengths and weaknesses of Asia. How do you sum them up? I thought you were, in a way, quite negative.
I wasn't quite negative in that sense, but I thought everybody else was so gung-ho. I thought I should inject a sense of realism, that there are problems in Asia which need to be addressed. And I think my last word was whether the conference could come out with some kind of a plan or to bring about greater integration as far as the security and strategic issues are concerned. In much the same manner as we have a large number of economic integrated schemes and what. You have SAARC, you have the ASEAN, so many things on the economic side, very little on the strategic and security side. Yeah. With the result, there are great concerns about the bigger nations, saying what are they up to, why are they, for instance, as we heard, I mean, people did voice concerns about what China is up to. Perhaps many of these can be set right if there was something like a concert of Asia, in much the manner that you had a concert of Europe many years ago. So that was what I was trying to.
I mean, it's interesting. I think you made this point that relations between China and India, actually, they're reasonably good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a long time. I think the 1960s since there was ever a clash.
I think both nations have matured tremendously. There's a great deal of what I would say, what I've got toing and froing at different levels in the system. Our Prime Minister has excellent relations with Premier Wen Jiabao and President Hu Jintao, and now with the new leadership, President Xi and Premier Li. I was the Prime Minister's National Security Advisor, so I was physically present, and I've seen that there are, differences which arise from civilizational and other aspects. But in terms of threats, I think we have reached a stage where I think there are no major issues of that kind.
I think if I'm looking at Asia from the outside and looking for flashpoints, obviously there would be the Koreas. But the other big flashpoint, I think, in people's minds would always be India and Pakistan. How does the relationship between India and Pakistan evolve? How should it evolve?
Well, we would like a Pakistan which isn't sort of totally focused on the Indian threat. To be very honest, I don't see an Indian. Well, I'm speaking as an Indian threat to Pakistan, because I don't think anybody in India really covets anything that Pakistan has. So there isn't an issue there at all. I recognize that Pakistan probably has apprehensions of some kind or other, misplaced in my opinion. What we need to do is to have a certain understanding between them. Our problem is that the military in Pakistan always needs an enemy. Yeah. So now that we have a civilian government, we had a very peaceful transition from one civilian government to the other, that there's much greater hope and opportunity for the two countries to arrive at a modus vivendi on many issues. Frankly speaking, the issues are limited in some way. Both are nations with large numbers of poor people, and I think both can. And if the two sides could be much more open in trade and related matters, I think there'd be a tremendous improvement, both in the standard of living of the people and, of course, in the relationship between the two. So anybody who talks in terms of a flashpoint between India and Pakistan and a nuclear issue, I think they're living in a different world.
As long as the two countries can play cricket together,
they can play cricket,
things will get better.
And preferably India beats Pakistan, which is...
Well, I should remind you as an Englishman that we beat India in India just the other year.
Yes.
Narayan, thank you so much for being with WPC TV.
Thank you very much.